Okay, took a break from painting, scribbling, or whatever it's called. Well, I call it scribbling. Some people call it art. Anyway, never mind all that. I wrote a poem, and I'll read it out to you. And if I cock it up, it's because I can't read. It's because I'm a Benderskum and we haven't learned how to read yet. What's in it? Oh yeah, sting. The word sting. I hope you know what that means. It's not like a bee sting. It's like when the police go in and bust everybody. That's a sting. Okay? That's the sort of sting I'm talking about. I'm sure there are other sorts, but we won't go into this too much that crap. Right, here we go. So, hopefully it won't be too out of sync, but I'm sure it will, because it always is these days. I don't know, all this technology does my head in. Hopefully it also won't fall over like it did previously, but hey, we'll see what happens. Right, here we go. It's called The Mother of Prohibition. I hope that soon my actions will be freed, and although I continue to throw my seed for the birds to eat, or maybe to grow, that's the wonder of nature, you just never know. If you do see one growing, there's no need to report it. If you first do some research, you may find you support it. Some use it for medicine, some just for pleasure. Some use it spiritually and believe it's a treasure. Its potential is boundless. Believe me, it's true. So don't phone the police, it's not hurting you. The council will be called to cut that plant down. Those homicidal maniacs just make me frown. If you did a little research, then maybe you'd find it's good for so much that it might change your mind. It's good for the planet, our health, and much more. It could save them a fortune in their failed drug war. It costs thousands and thousands to make a drug sting for only 3 hours. That's a fact, it's a thing. Hundreds of police and thousands of hours. But not only drugs, hash or cannabis flowers, also knives, guns and ammo, and all sorts of loot. The organised crime gangs are not afraid to shoot. After just a few hours, shots will be heard. And this is the reason the drug war's absurd. With the organised crime gang arrested and jailed, a new gang moves in, and the drug war has failed. Without prohibition, there's no need for a sting, because organised crime would be less of a thing. It all really started with alcohol, but that's freely available, as we already know. If you go into town on Saturday night, you'll find many drunk people who just want to fight. In 1920, or round about that time, Prohibition gave birth to organised crime. When they banned all that booze and closed all the bars, the criminals delivered it in lorries and cars. It made honest citizens suddenly turn bad for want of a thing that they previously had. The criminals are often called entrepreneurs. Soon they had booze sold behind their locked doors. When one place was busted, they opened another because of organised crime, and they were its mother. They became quite powerful, really quite feared. The alcohol ban ended, but they never disappeared. They were organised now and intended to stay. They could make lots of money with no taxes to pay. But ending the failed war on drugs would at least take a chunk of their profits and diminish the beast. Some changes need making. All this needs to stop. But don't start at the bottom though. Start at the top. There are people in power who profit from crime, So this status quo for them is sublime. They're as bad as the criminals, but never do time. With Diogenes' lamp in the darkest of places, they'd still be invisible if you shone it in their faces. But once more I digress from the subject at hand. So why not grow cannabis in my motherland? You first need a license, and that is the key. The husband of one of them has a near monopoly. There's no big secret. They do what they please. They grow it and harvest, then sell it with ease. So if they can do it with no song and dance, we ought to be able to grow our own plants. But they really don't want us to be so enlightened. The loss of their profit is what gets them frightened. So that was it. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't care if you didn't. Take care. One love.